My name's Prascilla Oja, and I've been here since my kids were little. We joined the church in 1968. In fact, at the first covered dish, my son didn't know that we shared our food, and he said, "Hey, that's my mom's plate," with the dish we brought to share. So, in 1985, my husband John hadn't worked for 3 years. He got a job with Ferry Steel in San Francisco, so we moved to California from Boise. We were there 9 years. We moved 3 times in those 9 years, as often happens when one is married to an alcoholic. In the East Bay, we had joined San Leandro First Presbyterian Church. I was clerk of session there. That church provided a safe place for me. I was also teaching in Hayward. Someone had told me that Hayward was an inner city, poor community, and at that time, I thought inner city had to mean high-rise housing projects. Well, not true. After having taught in Mountain Home, the community where I grew up in Ohio, and in Meridian, I was more accustomed to mostly middle-class values. In Hayward, I was working with children whose parents were drug dealers, who often slept on sofas, and didn't get baths or hugs or a story at bedtime. I was an elementary teacher librarian at Harder School. I helped these children choose a book, read them a story, and I also felt that I could help these students with some socialization by teaching them to shake hands and make eye contact, and saying, "Good morning, Mrs. Oja," as they entered the library once a week. I also responded by saying each child's name with that handshake. Everything was going along fine until the winter. I knew that it was inevitable that I was going to be divorcing John, and I was at an emotional low point. I had a terrible cold and a runny nose. I probably should have stayed home to get well, but that was an afterthought. My 80-year-old mother had come to live with us in San Leandro. On this particular weekend, she had a severe case of bronchitis. We had to take her to emergency room on Sunday evening. And of course, since Mom wasn't bleeding or having a heart attack, we had to wait quite a while. I was feeling rotten. I asked the nurse if I could lie down on a gurney that was nearby. She said, well, she'd have to get doctor's permission. Whatever, I just wanted to lie down. She left the room, and when she came back, she said, "Doctor says you can lie down, but he wants some blood." Again, I was like, whatever. Gist of the story, the doctor treated my mom, made her more comfortable, and told me that I had hepatitis, and I should call my primary physician in the morning. I did that, and my primary doctor said she had done her internship with the ER doctor, and he was gifted at noticing and diagnosing things, like that the whites of my eyes were yellow. At my school, there was this little sweet first-grade boy with black hair and big brown eyes. His family had recently immigrated from Peru. Perhaps personal hygiene after using the bathroom was not an option in his early training. By shaking hands, blowing my nose, I contacted hepatitis A from this child, the type of hepatitis that is spread with contact with feces. Hepatitis attacks the liver, and therefore doctors are reluctant to prescribe painkillers, and the pain with hepatitis is debilitating. When John got home from work that Monday evening, I asked him to take me back to ER. I really needed something for the pain. And I was told, nothing we can do, it's just too hard on your liver. Try to relax and forget about the pain. Same thing on Tuesday, same thing on Wednesday. Finally, Thursday, I asked John that morning to please call the church and ask for prayers for me. That afternoon, we went back to ER one more time, and they finally gave me a shot of morphine. Oh, what a blessing. The relief was almost instant. Finally, I was able to rest and had no more pain at all. Was it the prayers, or the morphine, or both? Whatever, I was back at school the following Monday, good as new.